Hi, Fresh Tribe, and I'm Chelsea, your Mindset Life trainer today. And today I wanted to talk to you about a topic of forgiveness and how to practice it in difficult situations. At the end of the session, my hope for you is to be able to navigate through tough situations with a little bit more grace. And as people arrive, let's start with our Mindset Live ritual of thinking about and naming one thing that we're grateful for today. I'll go first. So today I'm very grateful for the good weather outside. It's been absolutely beautiful this week, so it's been wonderful to just sit outside and take a walk in the sun, meditate. Just being outside is so soothing, and it's so great for not only your physical body but your mindset too. So we do this exercise because gratitude plays a huge role in improving our health and well-being on every level. So if you'd like to use the chat box in the app below and just tell me that one thing that you're grateful for today. Let's see. Oh, okay. Blanca is grateful for her daughters. Oh, that's so cute. Alyssa is grateful for a cup of coffee. Me too. I cannot function without my coffee, so I feel you on that. Um, Jennifer, grateful to pet birds that keep her company. Oh, pet birds. Oh, that's so cute. Amanda is grateful for sunny sky. Me as well. I love the sun. I love sitting in the sun. Makes me happy. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for sharing. I'm glad to see you all are starting the day off with something that you're grateful for. So now that we've had a moment to think about that, I'd like to get back into our topic of how to be more forgiving in difficult situations. So let's start off by remembering that life is a series of peaks and valleys. Sometimes you're up and things are going well and you're feeling great. You're like, I got this. And other times you're just hit with a ton of bricks and you're feeling down and out. But it's during these difficult times that we all could use a little bit more support and guidance. And I'm also a firm believer that it's how you respond in these moments of defeat that really defines the person that you are. So when you can improve your ability to navigate through these difficult times, you also grow as a person. Um, so I want to break forgiveness down into three layers. There's forgiving of others, there's forgiving of yourself, and then there's forgiving of situations that you can't control. So let's begin with how to accept and forgive others when they are in the wrong. And I know we've all been in situations, whether that be with a significant other, your relationship, your job, children, whatever it may be. But the first part is to cultivate empathy. You don't always have to agree with what the other person did. When working on how to forgive, it often helps you to put yourself in the other person's shoes. Empathy is directly associated with forgiveness, so it can make the process easier by practicing being empathetic. So instead of seeing the other person as the enemy, try and understand other factors that that person may be dealing with. Are they going through a tough time in their lives also? Have you ever made similar mistakes in your own life? You try to remember the other person's good qualities and assume that their motives weren't on purpose, not purposely causing you pain, and it might be easier for you to forgive them. If someone else is at fault for a bad or difficult situation that you find yourself in, it's normal to harbor that resentment and anger towards that person. But just think of, how can I make this situation better for myself and for them? How can I forgive? And just because you agree, it doesn't mean that you are, you know, it's okay, everything's fine. It's just that you're redirecting and focusing your energy on how to make things better rather than focusing on the negative. So focusing on the negative will only make the frustrations in the situation worse rather than better. The other part of forgiveness is forgiving yourself. So what if you were the one in the wrong? If the difficult time that you're going through is a direct result of something that you did, and you're continuously beating yourself up about it, it's only going to make the situation worse. You're going to get caught in this revolving door of self-hatred, feeling worse about yourself, and then The swirl of frustration and anger just breeds self-doubt. It's ultimately a recipe for disaster. So instead, I start with, realize you're wrong, apologize, and accept that you can't go back in time and change things, but you have to work on forgiving yourself. Growth happens with iteration, and iteration is the process of repeating. So if you can iterate small behavioral change like acceptance and forgiveness, this is going to become easier over time, and then you'll be able to develop a healthier habit. So what I like to do if I've ever been wrong in a situation is just, forgive myself, but at the same time, make sure that I'm not repeating my mistakes, right? So you don't want to get into this habit of, oh, everything's fine. Just, really forgive, but, remember what you've done as well. So part of this is forgiveness is expressing yourself. Expressing yourself could be in person or in writing. If the feelings are real and they're really important to you and you want to maintain the relationship, but you want to make sure that you're mindful of it, just wait until you've cooled off and you've gathered your thoughts to express yourself in a calm and non-threatening way. You're more likely to have a positive outcome by expressing yourself in a calm, collected manner and letting the person know how their actions affect you rather than in the moment when you're frantic. Another method is in writing. Journaling about a situation where you were hurt or wronged or have done wrong, it can help the process and help you move on. However way you want to write about it and what you choose to focus on can make all the difference in how easy it becomes. So research actually shows that journaling actually produces positive benefits from that negative situation. So next time you're feeling frustrated about the situation, just try and find the lesson that you can learn from this experience. Keep an ongoing gratitude journal and work on forgiving the other person, yourself, or the situation a little bit every day. So the third one is forgiving in tough situations. Well, we're all in this situation of COVID and quarantine, and this is putting a strain on relationships, home life, financial stress, personal stress. I know I'm dealing with it. I'm sure you all are too in your own ways. So how to be forgiving of everyone around us, because we never know what someone is going through once again. So even if someone's acting out of character, just do your best to practice self-care during this time. And, let's just focus on doing our best for our community and the world right now and just doing what's asked of us. So if that's staying inside more, wearing a mask to the grocery store, now is the time to practice being selfless and forgiving. So if we can all do our part by following the guidelines, that all this will end hopefully sooner rather than later. So I'd love to check the chat box right now and ask you guys if there's been a situation during this quarantine where you can be more forgiving of your significant other, of your family, of the situation. What have you guys been going through? Let's see. Yes, fighting with your spouse. Totally understandable. I know many people are. I think one of the most important things right now is to have some alone time, even if that's just going in the other room for a couple minutes or taking a walk outside. Just give you guys some space alone and try again to be a little bit more forgiving of one another because of the circumstances. Need to be more patient with kids. Yes, I could only imagine how that must be very stressful right now. Kids are a ball of energy. I know some people have been, making games for the kids outside or, having them go in the other room so you can also get more alone time. But patience with kids is a good one. Loosen the rules at home. That's a really interesting one. I actually love that. So loosening the rules at home, that's better for everyone involved. being a little bit more loose could help with being snappy towards one another. And I love that method. I want to try that. Well, thank you for sharing. And if there's anything else, just add it in. But I do want to say thank you for sharing. I know emotions are running very high at this time, and difficult situations are super hard to navigate. But I'm hopeful that you can be more forgiving during this time and use some of these tips in your everyday lives going forward. Just remember that you are not alone. You're strong, you're capable, and you are loved. Thank you, everyone.